we are going to see a program using array, and in this program you're going to read the marks and credit details of the student for each and every individual subject. Then you're going to calculate the grade. Based on the grade, the grade calculation and the assigning of grade is going to be based on this particular table. For example, if they earn the grade point is 10, means the person will get O grade for the particular subject. And here in this program, the overall grade, the final subject grade is going to be calculated. So based on this particular table, and here you are going to process for n students. That means in this program, we are going to read the details for n number of students. So it is going to be dynamic. And so you have to read the marks of for one semester, and then you have to duplicate the same marks using the concept of copy the content of one array to another array. And by this method, you're just going to copy the content of an array to another array. So first semester you're going to read, the second semester marks are going to be the duplicate of first semester. That means it's same as the first semester marks. Then you're going to calculate the SGPA, CGPA. SGPA using the formula, the sum of number of credits into grade point divided by sum of number of credits. And SGPA is the semester grade point average for the subject registered in a particular semester. CGPA is the cumulative grade point. And SGPA, CGPA, you're going to use decimal places. That means this is going to be in declaration, that is floating point data type. And so the equivalent percentage of marks, so every subject you are going to convert that marks into 10. So out of 10, how much marks the person earned. So this is how for each and every subject you are going to do it. And so CGPA calculation, which is same similar to the SGPA, but here if you consider two semester, then it is going to be the average. So this is how the problem statement is going to be. So you're going to read the input for how many students, that details you have to read, and then you have to read semester 1 mark statements. Then you have to duplicate those marks for semester 2. Then you have to calculate the number of credits, and then you have to multiply with the grade point to find out the total number of credits. The numerator and the denominator part is ready, then you can go for calculating the SGPA. And if one semester is complete, then you're going to calculate for SGPA for second semester, it is same. And CGPA is the average of these two SGPAs. So this is how. And finally, you're going to calculate what is the grade point for a particular student based on their mark score. So this is how, based on the CGPA, we are just going to give the grade point. So this is how we are going to process the program. And so regarding this program, what are the inputs that you have, that you need, that we are going to see it now. So in this program, we are just going to declare, there are two variables I and j, and because here we are going to read for n students, so that is why here I have mentioned the variable n, and I is the loop which is going to be read for marks or credits for 5 subjects. So 5 subjects we are going to consider. So size of this array is going to be 5, and then we are going to find out the credit that we are going to read it from the user. So credit also you have to consider for every subject, different credit, not same. And what is the total credit earned by the person? If you want to know for first semester, it is going to be variable 1, and it is going to be initialized with 0. And the total credit earned by the person on second semester, it is going to be variable 2. And then what the other variables that are required for this program are in terms of floating point value. So all other things like you're going to calculate the grade points for semester 1 and the grade point of semester 2. So for how many subjects, that also you have to mention. So 5 subjects, so 5 grade points value, and here also 5, and second semester. and then you are going to find out the SGPA. So SGPA of semester 1 is SGPA 1, and SGPA of second semester is going to be SGPA 2, and finally the overall CGPA you are going to calculate. So it is going to be CGPA, and then the numerator part if you want to calculate separately. So for that we are going to use the variable total 1 is equal to 0, and for the second semester the numerator calculation of SGPA, so for that purpose we are using this variable. It is going to be 2. So like that we have just assigned these values 2, and it is a floating point, so you can assign with the 0 0.0 like that. You can do it. So these are the required variables for this program. So the first part is we are just going to ask the user to enter how many number of students, enter number of students you want to do this calculation part. So they will enter for how many students results you want to process it. So using the scanf statement, you just read that value percentage %d ampersand that is available in variable n. So how many number of students they have entered. For these many number of students, so we are just going to use a for loop. For j is equal to 1 and j less than, because we are going to use another one inner loop. So that is for that we are going to use I variable, and this is for n student, so you can use while loop or otherwise you can go for loop. This is for example 1 to for example if you have entered 5 students means 5 students repeatedly this loop will ask for marks, so j plus plus. And in the inner loop we are going to ask we are just going to say them enter a student, which student, so that is going to be available in percentage d, and that person's semester 1 marks and credits that you're going to read now. So that is available in, that depends upon the value of j, right? So that you are giving here. Now you have to read the semester marks and credit. So you need a loop. So in this for loop I equal to 1, I less than, and how many subjects, that means we are going to use 5 subjects I plus plus. So in this 5 subject, we are going to ask the user, prompting them to enter one by one subject. So you are going to say subject with subject, so and its mark and credits. You're going to ask them to enter. So they should know about subject 1. What are the details you are asking? That is just a hint. That is you are asking about the credit details. So slash n is for inserting a line space. And so subject 1, it depends upon the I value. Every iteration increases, I value will change based on that subject number will change. Now using the scanf statement, you just read the marks using the variable marks, and it is available in so this marks, and it is available through the array, so you are reading through I, and the second value you are going to read, that is going to be the credit, right? So comma ampersand credit of I. So now you have read and asked the user to enter these two inputs. Okay. So the first semester marks will be ready now. And what is next? So the next point is you have to calculate the grade points. So for all the subjects, so that's why you are using only the subject. It is not for a particular student. So it is for all the subjects. So you are just using a for loop, that is I loop, using I less than or equal to 5, I plus plus. And so for semester 1, we are going to do the calculation, and then we can do it for semester 2. So grade point. So that is GP1 is equal to how the grade point is for each subject. It is going to be converted to 10. So that means the subject marks, if you entered for 50 means 50 by 10, it is the grade point is going to be 5.